Hello and welcome to Study IQ. In this video, I will cover all the banking and financial awareness, the most important banking and financial awareness for the month of July. And these videos are almost exhaustive. That is, I expect very less questions or almost no question to come from outside the spectrum of these videos. And July video is again very comprehensive. I have tried to include every possible banking or financial awareness news that is important from the exam point of view and which took place in the month of July. Same was for June. The June video was also quite comprehensive, and you can really count on these videos. A lot of questions from these videos are coming in exams or already have been asked in exams. So let's begin immediately. Now you can follow me on Facebook. So more than 11,000 people are following me on Facebook as we speak, and they are greatly benefited by the updates. There are a lot of updates related to exam, a lot of information, a lot of information about the videos. I tell in advance which video I'm going to post at a particular time, and also I keep on asking a lot of questions like English sentence correction, etc. on my Facebook page. So that's where you have to go: www.facebook.com/GauravGarg and this is the URL that you have to type in your browser. So hopefully see you there. Now our pen drive course, it's very hot selling right now for IBPS, SSC, CGL, since the exam is over now, but still people are availing it for tier 2, or if you want it for any other exam like police, sub inspector exam, for any teacher exam, it's a all government exam pen drive. So it will help you in a lot of exam. If you want for banking specifically, then we have IBPS PO pen drive also. It has the desired difficulty level of questions, be it maths or reasoning, hard puzzle questions, or all the necessary details. So that's the pen drive, IBPS pen drive. If you want to buy it, then that's the number. I have posted thousands of testimonials of students who have cleared exams. In fact, just today, two hours back, I have received more than 10 emails from students who have cleared the exam, the RBI grade A, grade B, phase 1 exam. And yesterday I received email where students have cleared LIC exam, LIC AO. So I keep receiving testimonials from students every day, and I post them on my Facebook page. So the feedback of pen drive has been extremely positive, and within a very short time you can really take your score to a very high level. You can increase your score by at least 20 to 30% in just 7 days. So that's the pen drive. If you want to buy it, you have to dial this number, or you can email me. That's my personal email, and I make sure I respond to each and every email. Now let's start. Please note that I will only cover the important details, and we must never resort to too many details. We must not go too much deep. The questions in the exam are very simple. They are very superficial, and you need not worry about them at all. So let's start without further ado. So the first question is: State Bank of India has signed an agreement with World Bank for 625 million to support grid connected rooftop solar program in the country. So they will simply ask that which bank has signed an agreement with World Bank for rooftop solar program in the country. Or the question can also be framed like this: State Bank of India has signed an agreement with the World Bank for how much rupees? Or the question can be asked that State Bank and World Bank have signed an agreement for $625 million for what? So you have to read it in totality. The MCQ question can be from any of the facts which is given in the statement. So this is the first fact of July, that State Bank of India, which is the largest bank of India, largest lender, State Bank of India, with its chairman as Arundhati Bhattacharya, who is also one of the most powerful women in the world, has State Bank of India has signed an agreement with the World Bank for $625 million. And as I said in my June video, that the state which has added to its solar capacity in the maximum amount is Tamil Nadu. Next, Reliance Industries Limited, they have partnered with State Bank of India, and they are together launching Payment Bank. This is extremely important. So I told you that there are 11 banks which were given the licenses by the RBI to open Payment Bank. Out of these 11, 3 have already withdrawn. So now only 8 are remaining, like Paytm, like Airtel, these. So Reliance and State Bank of India together, they are launching Payment Bank. That is very important. And Reliance share will be 70%, State Bank of India share will be 30%. Equity. What is equity? Equity means your ownership. What is your percentage of ownership? That is called equity. In other words, you can say stock or share or equity. They all mean the same thing. The only difference is legal and not general. Next, State Bank of India has launched a social media banking platform called SBI Mingle. So State Bank will be single very soon, and it is ready to mingle. So State Bank of Single, what I mean by State Bank of India will be single, because all the its associate banks and Bharatiya Mahila Bank will get merged in State Bank of India. So State Bank of India, the platform which they have launched for social media banking is called SBI Mingle. So this will help to connect, you can access the banking services using your social media platform. And it was launched by the chairman of SBI, Arundhati Bhattacharya, on the occasion of 61st State Bank Day. 61st State Bank Day. Next, State Bank of India, again, it has a subsidiary called SBI Card, subsidiary arm SBI Card. It has launched a premium credit card by the name Elite for elite individuals. What is the meaning of elite individual? In banking terminology, we call them net worth, high net worth individual, HNW, high net worth individual. High net worth individual means the people who will invest a lot, the people who have a lot of money, the elite people, the SECA, so called socio-economic classification A, who have big cars, who will take a lot of loans from the bank. It is through these people that the banks earn a lot of money, because they are invariably the corporates, the CEOs of big companies. They are called high net worth individual. So there is a SBI card by SBI which is called Elite. So they will ask the question like this: Elite credit card has been launched by which bank? The answer is State Bank of India, and this will be based on NFC technology. If you recall, even in 2015, this technology was quite popular. This is called near field communication technology, which means that, let's say you go to a shop, and you don't have to swipe your credit card or debit card. You can just take your credit or debit card near the machine, and all the details will be transferred automatically using the near field communication technology. That is, it is called touchless or contactless. You don't have to contact with the machine. It will take the data, just like you have that, when you buy something from Big Bazaar or from any popular retail store, and they have a barcoded system. So that barcoded system takes the message from the machine from a distance. Similar is this technology. It is called contactless credit card, contactless card, near field communication technology. Next, India's first small and medium enterprise, that is SME bank, has been opened by HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank, the chairman of HDFC Bank is Aditya Puri, who is always whose name is always included in the world's most powerful people in banking and financial ecosystem. So India's first small and medium enterprise bank is opened by HDFC Bank. Next, central government has launched a new scheme of 3% extension in interest subvention on crop loans. Now I'll explain it. So as per this scheme, farmers can avail loan up to 3 lakh rupees at 4% rate of interest. I repeat, farmers can be given loan up to 3 lakh rupees. That is the cap. That is the maximum you can get a loan of. That is the maximum you can lend the money from someone at 4% rate of interest. So that's a very less interest, 4% rate of interest according to this scheme. And the interest subvention rate has declined, has been slashed from 5% to 3% up to 1 year for loan maximum again of 3 lakhs. That is the new scheme by the central government to help the farmers in distress. Now CCEA, which is called the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, it has approved it has approved the request of Axis Bank to increase its foreign investment limit from 62% to 74%. So this data is very, very important. So now Axis Bank can receive much more foreign investment. Previously the limit was 62%, but now it is 74%. This is got approval from Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, which was chaired by a person no less than the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. Now, Central Bank of India, which is called Reserve Bank of India, and you know that Reserve Bank of India has a new governor also, Urjit Patel. So Reserve Bank of India has sanctioned a semi-closed wallet license to Yeldi Softcom. Semi-closed wallet. What is a semi-closed wallet? Semi-closed wallet does not allow the customers, the users, to withdraw or redeem cash. So that is why it is called semi-closed. So it has sanctioned, approved a semi-closed wallet license to Yeldi Softcom. Now, India's first insurance policy covering public liability to an atomic power plant. So this has already been the case. So I'm talking about specifically about the Kundakulam plant, which got initiated last month. It's a Russia-backed plant. We have made it with the help of Russia, and both Vladimir Putin, who is the president of Russia, and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, they inaugurated Kundakulam plant using webcam. using video conferencing. So there are always concerns with the nuclear technology, nuclear power, that what if there is a damage. We saw in Fukushima in Japan, there was a unbelievable disaster that took place. So there are always concern, and for that India's first insurance policy is there, and this will subscribe to the Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act, which has all the provisions of any damage. And the total premium of such policy is rupees 100 crore for a risk cover of 1500 crore. So the total cover is 1500 crore and the premium is rupees 100 crore. And this has been issued by Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, that is NPCIL. So this is extremely important. SIDBI, which is called Industrial Development Bank of India or Small Industries Development Bank of India, it has done a partnership with Yes Bank. Yes Bank is also one of the biggest private banks in India, to guarantee 75% of loans of up to rupees 15 crore for energy efficiency projects under the World Bank initiative. So I repeat, SIDBI has partnered with Yes Bank to guarantee 75% of the loans of up to rupees 15 crore, which are extended under the World Bank initiative for efficiency projects. Now ICICI Securities, it has topped the initial public offering league table. Why? Because it has topped because it is managing 5 IPOs, very very big IPOs, and therefore it has leaked this table. And this is in the world, not just in India. These companies are Ujjivan Financial Services, Equitas Holdings, Thyrocare Technology, Team Lease, and Quick Heal. So these are the companies, and according to the data, this was provided by Bloomberg. ICICI Securities has managed 5 IPO. So I told you the name of these 5 IPO, and it has helped them to raise around 1216 crore. So that is why it has topped the list for IPOs. And the overall equity league table, I'm not talking about IPO league table, I'm talking about equity league table, has been topped by Citibank, which is a bank of the United States of America. So its total handling was around 7,000 crore. Now, to facilitate the orderly trading in sovereign gold bonds. So I'm sure gold bonds is very old now. They won't ask in exams about gold bonds and the gold monetization scheme. It's relatively old, but still you should know, like how much is the minimum amount in gold that you can invest, how much gram of gold that you need to buy minimum if you want to invest in gold bonds, and things like that. So this I'm talking about gold bond. What is a bond, by the way? Do you know the difference between a stock and a bond? This is very very important. Stock is when a company dilutes its own share, that is called a stock or share or equity, means the same thing. When company raises money, then it takes the money from either a bank or public and gives them interest, that is called bond. So bond is a debt instrument, whereas equity instrument is a share or a stock. That is the key difference between a bond and a stock. So to facilitate orderly trading in sovereign gold bonds, the top stock exchange of India, the National Stock Exchange (NSE), it has introduced online bid collection facility. And the bonds, these sovereign gold bonds, will carry an interest rate of 2.75% per annum. That is a fixed rate, and you should know this value. 2.75% is a fixed value on sovereign gold bonds. Next, we have again got a loan of World Bank. You should see my July video also if you want to know which other projects are funded by the World Bank. So World Bank has funded one more project, which is a very important project. It is called Jivika 2. Jivika means livelihood in English. So it is almost a 300 million agreement which is signed by Center, Bihar government and World Bank. Tripartite agreement between Center, Bihar government and World Bank. This will help improve the livelihood in rural areas in Bihar. So it is called Jivika 2. Very, very important. Next, HDFC Bank. I told you HDFC Bank, under the able leadership of Aditya Puri, has become the first issuer of masala bonds. Masala bonds it has issued to raise money. It wants to raise around 3,000 crore rupees. HDFC, I repeat, has become the first bank to issue masala bonds. Now, what is a masala bond? So, first let me tell you what is the incumbency period of these bonds. They will have an incumbency period of 3 years and 1 month. Masala bonds. And masala bonds is nothing, it refers to a financial instrument through which an Indian company can raise money from foreigners, from foreign company, and not in their currency. Like if I have a company and I want to take money from a foreigner in rupees, not in dollar, then I will prefer masala bond. It's a way to raise money from overseas market in rupees, not in dollar or not in their currency. That is called a masala bond. Now, paperless SIP. SIP is nothing but systematic investment plan. So, paperless SIP, it allows the mutual fund investor to make transactions through various modes of payment. It has been unveiled. It has been launched by Bombay Stock Exchange. Paperless SIP has been launched by Bombay Stock Exchange, and it allows the mutual fund investor to make transactions through various modes of payment. What is a mutual fund? So in mutual fund, an investor and a particular company, they invest, and the profit is shared, or a particular rate of interest is shared. So in most cases, now of course the mutual funds are of many types, but the conventional, if you apply the conventional wisdom, then on a mutual fund, it's basically like a bond. You know, you will get a fixed rate of interest on mutual fund. Now IDFC Bank, it is buying a Tamil Nadu based microfinance company called Gram Vidyal. Gram Vidyal, very very important, and Gram Vidyal is acquired by IDFC Bank Limited. So just remember the name, that's it. You need not know anymore. State Bank of India, it has signed a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the Indian Institute of Technology for Innovation and Entrepreneurship Society. So this is called SINE, Indian Institute of Technology Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, in order to promote the innovation by startups in the financial sector. And as I told in my June video, 200 crore rupees is the amount which which the SBI has allocated for startups. Now Vistara Airlines, which is a joint venture between Tata and Singapore Airlines. Vistara. So Vistara is an airline between Tata and Singapore Airlines, and it has tied up with Axis Bank to release contactless Vistara credit card using the Visa platform. So the questions like these are very very frequent in the exam. So Vistara has tied up with Axis Bank for what? For releasing a contactless Vistara credit card using which platform? Visa. Now Government of India and Asian Development Bank, they have signed a pact to finance. Asian Development Bank will finance irrigation and drainage management system in the Kaveri Delta of Tamil Nadu. And for this, how much amount is required? 670 crore or 100 million rupees. If we take the value of $1 as 67 rupee, then it is 670 crore approximately. So who will finance the Kaveri project? It is the Asian Development Bank, headquartered at Manila in Philippines. The Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI, it has chosen 8 ventures to invest this much amount, 428 crore in startups under the Startup India Action Plan. Startup India, which has a lot of features, like the new startups don't need to pay income tax for 3 years. It is a very good plan by our Prime Minister, because in India, the culture of startups was not there. We need to promote it, and the state needs to promote it. So therefore, Startup India plan was introduced, and there were a lot of features of this plan. You can check out my video on government schemes if you want to wish to know more about this. So SIDBI has chosen 8 ventures, and it will invest 428 crore rupees in 8 new companies under Startup India plan. Now, Mumbai-based bank IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank has opened IFSC banking unit IBU at the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, which is called GIFT City. So far, let me tell you, this is very important. 6 banks have opened IFSC banking unit at the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, GIFT City. Which are those 6 banks? So IndusInd has become the 6th bank, and let me tell you some extra points which are very important. So other 5 banks are Yes Bank, this you need to know, Federal Bank, IDBI, Kotak Mahindra, and ICICI. Which was the first bank to open IFSC banking unit at GIFT City? The answer is Yes Bank. I repeat, Yes Bank was the first bank to open IFSC banking unit at GIFT City. Which was the first public sector bank? Recently, in one of the exam, they asked which was the first public sector bank to open at GIFT City, and people still marked Yes Bank, and they got it wrong. Yes Bank is a private bank, it is not a public sector bank. So the answer is IDBI Bank. So you have to read the question very very carefully. I repeat, 6 banks have got the permission: Yes Bank, Federal Bank, IDBI Bank, Kotak Mahindra, and ICICI, and IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank has become the 6th bank, and the first bank overall, if they ask, Yes Bank. First private bank, Yes Bank. First public sector bank, IDBI Bank, Industrial Development Bank of India. Next, Reserve Bank of India has advised the banks to exchange up to 20 pieces of soiled Indian currency notes. What are soiled notes? Dirty notes with a cap value of rupees 5,000 through the counter without any processing fee. This is very important in order to improve the customer service. So do check out my video on the history of Indian currency. It's a very detailed video about currency, types of notes, types of currency, who makes the currency, what are the pacts, what are the, where did RBI come from. It has everything you need to know. So I told in detail about soiled notes and mutilated notes and all those notes. So that you need to know that there will be no processing fee if you give a soiled Indian currency up to 5,000 rupee, and Reserve Bank of India has advised the banks so that more people exchange the notes and there is better customer service. Next, in order to trace the black and illegal money, so Supreme Court, SIT, Special Investigation Team, has been constituted by the Supreme Court to bring back the money which is stashed in the tax havens like Madagascar, like Swiss banks, like all these countries, Panama and all that. So, Supreme Court has said the SIT recommendation is that there has to be a complete ban, a blanket ban on all the cash transactions above 3 lakh rupees, and also restrict the money holding capacity to 15 lakh if we want to reduce the black money, if we want to impede the generation of black money in the country. So 3 lakh rupees is the maximum transaction which is permissible. Above that you have to take a permission, and all these transactions will be of course in the books of the RBI, and you can't stash more than money holding capacity is 15 lakh only. Now, India's first life insurance announced a partnership with Nainital Bank. What is India First Life Insurance? India First Life Insurance is by three organizations. Bank of Baroda, it is a joint venture between three. First is Bank of Baroda, second is Andhra Bank, and third is Legal and General. Legal and General is from United Kingdom. So these are the three, and these three together have India First Life Insurance. India First Life Insurance, it has partnered with Nainital Bank. Why it has partnered with Nainital Bank? Why do insurance companies do a partnership with banks? It is called bancassurance. And what is bancassurance? Bancassurance is when an insurance company, knows that banks have a huge customer base, right? User base. So they do a tie-up. So when you go to, now you go to Nainital Bank, they will tell you that we have an insurance scheme also. So both are benefited. This bank will get a share of all the converts for insurance business, and insurance company has got a ready-made user base, customer base of a bank. So this is called bancassurance. Now IRCTC, which is Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation, and SBI, together they have signed a deal, a memorandum of understanding. This is to promote unreserved ticketing system, UTS, unreserved ticketing system, and internet-based e-ticketing system to ease the service for passenger. So IRCTC has signed a deal with SBI. Federal Bank, which is based out of Kochi, Kerala, Federal Bank. So Kochi-based Federal Bank has announced partnership with Reliance Jio Money. Why? For one-click payment service that will make payment easy for the customers. So Reliance Jio Money. HDFC Ergo Insurance Company and Mumbai based bank, which is called Shamrao Vittal Cooperative Bank. Shamrao Vittal Cooperative Bank and HDFC Ergo, together they have done again bancassurance tie-up. Now this particular bank will sell the products of HDFC Ergo and it will charge a commission. ICICI, which is the largest private bank in India, ICICI, under the able leadership of Chanda Kochar, conducted a coin exchange mela during the Rath Yatra, the famous Jagannath Rath Yatra in Puri. So ICICI conducted a coin exchange mela during Rath Yatra festival. Reserve Bank of India has imposed a penalty on HDFC Bank and on Bank of Baroda for not following the norms. 6,000 crore forex related irregularity. In fact, Bank of Baroda was not following the KYC norms. So, they were violating the norms, and there is a 6,000 crore forex related irregularity. ICICI and Axis Bank, they have teamed up with global payment giant Swift Payment Group. And Swift Payment Group is one of the largest international payments group, very important. One of the largest financial messaging systems in the world. And they have become the first domestic leaders. ICICI and Axis, both are private banks, to enter the international payment group, Swift. SBI has announced that it is going to serve as banking correspondent through Indian Oil Corporation (IOC) owned 6,500 Kisan Seva Kendra. And Kisan Seva Kendra, as you know, what is Kisan Seva Kendra? So Kisan Seva Kendra Center that offer access to various agricultural inputs like diesel, service to the farmer across the country. So these are the Kisan Seva Kendra, and SBI will act as a correspondent through Indian Oil Corporation. State Bank ATMs are launched with a new payment system. So SBI ATMs have been launched with a new system. What is that called? That is called instant money transfer, which will use a mobile phone number. With mobile phone number you can remit the money, but the maximum limit is 10,000 rupees from any one account. So you can do the payment using your IMT platform, using your mobile phone. You don't even need a debit card. Now our cabinet, union government cleared changes in the GST. GST is what? GST is 122nd amendment bill. Remember, they might ask that what is goods and services tax, which amendment? 102nd. And there are a lot of features in GST. I mean, it's a very big topic, but I'll tell you some. So for example, goods and services, they will not be treated as separate. They will be treated as one only. And center will make sure that no state, it gets a loss. So the center will, for the first 5 years, the center will compensate for any loss if the state government face it. It's an indirect tax. And export would be zero rated and imports would be levied the same taxes as the domestic goods and services. And taxable goods and services are not distinguished from one another and are taxed at a single rate. As I said, there is no difference between goods and services with respect to the taxation rate. And each taxpayer will be given a PAN linked taxpayer identification number, just like you have your PAN number for income tax. Now, Haryana government has started something which is based on Swaminathan report. So this is called Jokhim Prabandhan. Jokhim means injured. Like it's like having a facility for the injured. And Pashudhan Bima Yojana, that is animal insurance. So this is an insurance scheme for the cattle breeders. Okay, it has been announced by BJP led government, Haryana government. And this was as per the recommendation of the Swaminathan report. And the scheme insurance, it will offer a complete coverage: cows, bulls, buffaloes and camel at a premium of rupees 100, and for sheep, goats and pigs also at rupees 25 for 3 years. And if the animal dies, then there will be compensation which will be provided by the various insurance companies. So this is very, very important scheme. Now the farmers will feel much more secured even if their cattle dies. Then again, IRCTC, very, very important scheme. You just need to pay 1 rupee. If you are traveling in train and in somehow, God forbid, if any, if there is any eventuality, there is any mishap that arises, then you will be compensated. Only 1 rupee. This is a great example of economies of scale. If you are an economics student, you will know what is economies of scale. Just 1 rupee. So if there is a death or permanent total disability, you will be compensated 10 lakh rupee. This is in case of rail accident or otherwise. Permanent partial disability, if you are partially disabled, you will get 7.5 lakh rupee on only paying 1 rupee. And for hospitalization expenses, you will get 2 lakh rupee. Also, for transportation of mortal remains in event of death or injury from train accident or terrorist attacks or dacoity, rioting, shooting, etc., you will be given 10,000 rupees. And if there is and all these will be covered according to section 123, 124 and 124A of the Railways Act of 1989. Now, Axis Bank has signed an agreement with LIC. Again, bunk assurance, very, very important, the largest bunk assurance deal in the history of India. LIC, you know LIC, how big it is. So Axis Bank has signed a bunk assurance with LIC. Next, OKI Tokyo, it is a company that manufactures the ATM machines. So OKI Tokyo has signed a deal with SBI and it is installing 600 sets of cash recycling ATM. So this, just remember the name, OKI Tokyo has signed a deal with the SBI for 600 recycling ATMs. Reserve Bank of India has imposed a penalty of 27 crore rupees combined on 13 private bank and public sector banks, including PNB and Bank of Baroda, which are the government banks. So PNB has got in fact the highest penalty, 5 crore rupees. Then Bank of Baroda, I think it has got 3 crore rupees. Then 2. Total penalty is 27 crore on 13 total banks. So the highest penalty which Reserve Bank of India has put is on is on PNB, Punjab National Bank, for 5 crore. And why these penalties were put? Because they were violating FEMA regulation, Foreign Exchange Management Act regulation, and KYC norms were not followed. Know your customer norms were not followed. Cabinet has approved a loan. So we are giving a loan to Sri Lankan Railways, so that they can upgrade their railways. How much loan we are giving? $318 million. This is basically to improve our relations with the countries. Otherwise, India can least afford this much loan. India is itself a beggar in front of World Bank. What will loan it will give to other? But it is giving a loan to Sri Lankan Railway to upgrade the country's rail communication system. So these were the best banking awareness and financial awareness from the month of July. Very soon I will bring to you a video on August banking awareness, and I wish to help you as much as possible for for your IBPS PO and clerk, and I want to have a success rate of basically a very large success rate. These videos are absolutely free of cost, which I am bringing to you. And also now a time for question. I always ask a question. If you have seen this video, tell me who is the chairman of HDFC Bank. Okay, write in comments and share the video as much as you can, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.